right now at 7.
And we have breaking news just minutes ago. The FDA approved Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine for emergency use. It's the first such authorization in the United States. The drug maker is sending the first doses to hospitals and pharmacies all around the country. They're expected to arrive in California on Tuesday.
Also at 7, this just in from the South Bay, a multi-county coronavirus outbreak involving youth basketball teams. Plus,
if there's 40 people sitting and we get a $250 fine, it's not going to be so big.
We can't let the cure be worse than the virus.
Open defiance of health orders, the busy Friday night crowds at Bay Area restaurants that are supposed to be closed now to diners.
also right now on the KPIX 5 News at 7 and streaming on CBS Bay Area. Check out how bad we need the rain. This time last year, we had more than 2 inches. This year, we've only gotten a trace. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Ken Bastida. Thankfully, though, we are adding to that small total right now. We shot this video from Woodacre right before the sun went down. You can see it's some sprinkles, but it's real rain.
Chief Meteorologist Paul Hagan is here. And Paul, what are we expecting the next few hours? Anything actually measurable?
Yes, more rain is moving in as we speak. The next wave of heavier rainfall is actually moving into the North Bay right now. You can see the yellows kind of interspersed with the green. That indicates moderate to even heavy rainfall. Not heavy enough to cause any debris flow concerns on the wildfire scars here in the North Bay, but some of that heavier rain moving into Santa Rosa right now. We'll zoom out for a wider perspective to show you that there's even more lining up farther upstream of that. So we are going to see more rain moving in as we head through the rest of this evening. We'll switch over to Futurecast, show you what we expect. We'll zoom in and you can see widespread rain across the Bay Area as we head through the next several hours. The heaviest rain is going to fall over roughly the next 6 hours or so, and then it's going to gradually push farther off to the southeast as we head into the pre-sunrise hours of Saturday morning. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover lingering and even a couple sprinkles and light showers to start the day on Saturday. But in general, the showers are going to be more missed than hit on Saturday. But this evening's rain and tonight's rain, not the only chance of rain that we have in the weekend forecast. I'll talk about when that next wave is going to move in, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, definitely good news. Thank you, Paul.
And make sure you download the new KPIX 5 app so you're getting the latest forecasts and weather alerts.
Well, this just in on the coronavirus front, Santa Clara County health officials just confirming for us 77 positive cases connected to an outbreak at a youth basketball program. 39 players involved. There are also 17 other cases in other counties connected now to this one outbreak. Well, so far it's unclear if the basketball program will be fined or punished for violating the health orders.
Tonight, the state is reporting the highest number of COVID-19 cases to date, more than 35,000 of them in just the last 24 hours. 159 people have also died. The positivity rate now nearing 10%. But the two bigger stories in the Bay Area tonight revolve around the vaccine and defiant restaurants in the East Bay.
KPIX 5's Don Lynn is in the town of Danville for us tonight.
Danville police already issued about 4 citations to downtown restaurants. This restaurant took the ticket and continued to operate outdoors. The first group of customers showed up 5 minutes before Kick and Mule was even opened. 30 minutes later, many of the tables were taken up.
We're out here just supporting the local restaurants and so that they can make a livelihood and feed their families.
Many people say they came to downtown Danville to eat at restaurants that are defying the health order. This couple drove from San Pablo to support Crumb's restaurant.
To get a meal so that we can make a statement with them.
Yeah, we want to stand in support. You know, small businesses are really getting hit hard by the shutdown.
We can't let the cure be worse than the virus.
A small group of local residents also rallied downtown to pressure elected officials to lift the ban on outdoor dining.
Every single business is 100% essential. It doesn't matter what some appointed official may claim.
Rodney Worth runs the Peasant and the Pier restaurant. He says the police issued a warning yesterday to his business for allowing customers to eat to-go orders outside.
How do you cook a medium or a steak? By the time it gets home, is it medium? Do you undercook it?
He plans to start outdoor dining next week.
But if there's 40 people sitting and we get a $250 fine, it's not going to be so big.
Down the street, police already gave a $250 ticket to Kick and Mule.
If we weren't open the way we've been open, I wouldn't have been able to pay my own rent. I wouldn't have been able to pay my own bills.
to have this lockdown right before Christmas. It's not good.
The town manager says he understands how hard it is for the restaurants and workers, but he says Danville is seeing a big surge in COVID cases. They went from about 25 cases every 2 weeks to 157 cases in the last 2 weeks. The town manager says it starts with education, and now with the citations, they'll double it from $250 to $500, all the way up to $1,000. In Danville, I'm Don Lynn, KPIX 5.
Well, now that Pfizer's vaccine has emergency use authorization from the FDA, KPIX 5's Kenny Choi shows us what to expect now with the rollout.
For those living in long-term care facilities, they'll get vaccinated through a federal program that has chosen CBS and Walgreens as the providers. As for the staff at those nursing homes, it's a different route with the local county health departments coordinating that effort. When you walk through the doors at Redwoods, a community of seniors, this machine automatically scans your forehead to take an accurate temperature and then clears you to enter.
We have done our best every day to hang in there and keep our residents safe, which we've been able to do so far. And when that vaccine comes and we get everybody vaccinated, that'll give us such a comfort level.
Even though 10 staff members have tested positive since the onset of the pandemic, they report 0 COVID cases among residents. 2 days ago, they notified the county health department that more than 180 staff members will qualify for early vaccinations.
Would be delivered here, and we would provide the shots to the team members.
What's uncertain is how many of those 180 will get shots initially, since counties will receive a limited number of doses based on population. Staff will be required to get vaccinated, but a recent poll by the Associated Press shows only 3 in 10 Americans are extremely confident that the first available vaccines will have been properly tested for safety and effectiveness.
And then as people get comfortable with the idea, they know people who've gotten it, that hopefully everyone will come around at some point.
For the vaccine to be effective and for herd immunity to be achieved, health experts say 60 to 70% of the population needs to be immune. Residents have also been doing their part.
Well, I'm trying to be very careful, and I usually self-isolate.
This is going to be the first step toward really being able to start to open up things again and get to that economic recovery that everybody wants.
All these facilities already have trained staff to administer shots like the COVID vaccine, so there's nothing new in that sense. It's still unclear whether the county health workers will administer some of those doses when they come in as early as next week. In Green Bay, Kenny Choi, KPIX 5.
ICU capacity is reaching critical levels in Santa Clara County. At last check, capacity is down to 12% with just 43 beds available. 3 hospitals, Regional Medical Center, O'Connor, and St. Louis have already reached full capacity. About 5 hours from now, residents in Sonoma County will be under a new stay-at-home order. In Petaluma, many shops were already closed this morning. Under the order, indoor and outdoor dining is banned. Hair salons must also close, as well as wineries. The order lasts until January 9th.
Take a live look right now at San Jose, where community and faith leaders are trying to clamp down on an annual religious ceremony over fears that it could turn into a super spreader event. In normal times, the celebration that happens tomorrow draws about 10,000 people to Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in East San Jose. They offer their prayers and leave flowers in tribute to the Virgin Mary. As cases skyrocket, though, and hospitals fill up, the massive in-person event could make those troubling trends even worse.
Because we are in an extraordinary time of pandemic, it calls for extraordinary measures.
We have to make sure that we take care of each other. This is unlike anything we've ever seen. So it's one sacrifice that we're making.
Up next, another Silicon Valley tech giant is packing up and moving its headquarters to another state.
Plus, the huge blow to President Trump's legal challenges just handed down by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Art has always inspired me. It was an incredible experience.
And the amazing Bay Area teenager who painted his way to the cover of Time magazine.
But first, an interesting situation playing out in South Lake Tahoe tonight. The different rules for different state lines.
We can't stand at the state line and check IDs. We can't do that.
And we continue to keep track of the rain already hitting parts of the Bay Area. Another look at the high-def Doppler. Paul's back next with a full look at the weekend.
Well, it's prime ski season in the Sierra, but officials in Tahoe are asking visitors stay away. Stay-at-home order is now in effect. Now, the ski resorts are still technically open, although limited and with a reservation, but all of the hotels and rentals in the region are closed to tourists. Some out-of-towners, though, are finding a way to bend the rules. They're staying across state line in Nevada.
We can't stand at the state line and check IDs. We can't do that. We have a mask order on our side of the state line. They do not. We have a very small hospital here. We're getting to the point where we are not going to have a place to put these cases, and I'm not certain what we're going to do then.
Paul's back, and Paul, Tahoe actually should be getting some snow right about now, and they sure need it.
Yeah, they're going to pick up probably less than a couple of inches in Tahoe itself, but farther up in elevation, over 6,500 feet, they're going to pick up 4 to 8 inches of snow, maybe up to a foot on some of the higher peaks around the Bay Area. It's rain. It's nice to see some rain, even on a Friday evening. And yeah, I know it's not convenient with the weekend timing, but hey, we definitely need the rain, and there's quite a bit of it right now, especially in the North Bay. Let's zoom in there first for a closer look. We're talking about widespread, moderate, even some heavier rainfall right now from Napa County into Sonoma County and the northern half of Marin County, and this is going to continue diving down to the southeast as we head through the next couple of hours. Now, the rest of the Bay Area doesn't mean we're dry. It just means the showers are a whole lot lighter. A few of those around the South Bay right now. Not much on the east side of the bay. A couple light little showers moving through the Tri-Valley once again. And not a whole lot in the Santa Clara Valley. Just a few showers around Mount Hamilton right now. But all that rain in the North Bay is going to continue moving down to the southeast. And this is going to be the first of 2 good chances of rain that we have heading into the weekend. Let's switch over to Futurecast and we'll look at both of them. And Futurecast shows that rain continuing to move through over the next several hours. The wettest time frame is basically going to be about the next 6 hours, between now and just after midnight. By early tomorrow morning, there's going to be a few straggling showers on the radar, but they're going to be few and far between throughout the day on Saturday. Any outdoor stuff you got to get done, Saturday is your day. Sunday brings the next chance of rain. It's going to be a good chance as well, knocking on our doorstep just after midnight with that rain moving in just before the sun comes up Sunday morning. But that moves off to the east. So Sunday also, while it's going to be wetter, it's not going to be a total washout. Hit or miss showers once that first round of rain moves through, with that activity kind of lingering into Sunday evening. Adding it all up as we head into the weekend, we're talking about generally a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of total rainfall, which is a nice amount. Doesn't erase our rainfall deficit, far from it, but it puts a little dent in it. Some parts of the North Bay are going to pick up more than a 1/2 inch of rain that we definitely need. Temperatures right now, it's a mix of mostly 50s with some 40s sprinkled in. These numbers just aren't going to change a whole lot as we head through the rest of tonight. Most of us staying in the 40s, if we're not there already, around 50 degrees near the bay. So very little change overnight, but then we warm up a little bit on Saturday with that dry break. Even with clouds overhead, temperatures will be about 3 or 4 degrees above average. Upper 50s along the coast, low 60s around the South Bay and into the Santa Clara Valley. Right around 60 degrees inland in the East Bay. The Tri-Valley within a degree on either side of 60. Not much variation there. Upper 50s and low 60s around the Central Bay, and mostly low 60s for the North Bay. Mendocino and Lake County is maybe a couple degrees cooler with more spots staying in the 50s. Temperatures don't change much as we head through the 7-day forecast. Low 60s inland, upper 50s to around 60 degrees near the bay, with mid to upper 50s along the coast. Dry weather expected Monday and Tuesday. A chance of a couple more showers Wednesday night into early Thursday, but that chance doesn't look as impressive as it did 24 hours ago. Then another chance on the way by Friday. So it's nice to see more rain chances in the forecast, and we'll continue tracking this evening's rain. Another update coming up at 11 o'clock. Elizabeth?
All right, Paul, thank you. Well, here's a look at your top headlines. Breaking news. Less than an hour ago, the FDA approved Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for emergency use. It's the first to receive emergency approval in the United States. This means California could get 327,000 doses to start within days. Frontline medical workers and residents of long-term care facilities will be the first to receive the vaccine. Let's take a live look at the White House, where President Trump is facing another blow on his efforts to challenge the election results. Just hours ago, the U.S. Supreme Court denied a Texas case to block electoral votes in 4 battleground states that Trump lost. Another tech titan is joining the Silicon Valley exodus. Oracle is moving from Redwood Shores to Austin, Texas. Chopper 5 flew over the headquarters today. With a shift to remote work, many companies are questioning the high cost of living in the Bay Area and the state's hefty taxes. A team of amateur code breakers just cracked a mysterious cipher from the Zodiac killer 51 years later. The FBI San Francisco confirmed the development to KPIX 5. 340 cipher was originally mailed to the Chronicle in 1969. However, the message doesn't reveal the identity of the killer, blamed for 5 Bay Area murders. Code-breaking expert David Oranchak told the Chronicle that the message says in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise. All the sooner because I now have enough slaves to work for me." And Ken, the FBI says the Zodiac killer investigation is still ongoing.
Still an open case. All right, Elizabeth, thank you for that. Coming up next, a 100-year-old dam about to get demolished in the Bay Area. What you should see once it is done.
We're expecting maybe 500 fish coming up
this creek. Plus, the Bay Area teenager who painted the cover of Time magazine. Why he says some of his inspiration came from sneaking out of bed. And then later, it appears workers at SFO have quite a bit of extra time on their hands to make sure people stay safe.
Yeah, put your mask on. Yeah, put your mask on. And the only time you should take your mask off is when you're eating and drinking. Otherwise, there's no cheating. And remember, if you're sick a little under the weather, stay home. But you still gotta respect your peers' space. And soon we'll get back to the basics. Our favorite trips, our favorite places. Even though you left your heart in San Francisco, everyone is dancing like it's a disco. Reminisce about the times that we miss, yo. Time to beat COVID, mask on. Let's go.
Let's face this together.
A big step tonight toward restoring a watershed for endangered coho salmon in Marin County. San Geronimo Creek was dammed in the 1920s to make a swimming pool, which cut off the spawning grounds of the salmon, unfortunately. Well, nearly a century later, the conservation group called Spawn is removing that dam, and the process was much more than they bargained for. It took nearly 2 weeks of work for heavy machinery to reach the old dam, but this time-elapsed video shows once in place, didn't take long to rip it out.
We literally had to remove 100 years worth of sediment that had built up behind the dam. So millions and millions, actually hundreds of millions of pounds of sediment taken out of the creek forever.
We're expecting maybe 500 fish coming up.
Oh, wow. Up this creek?
Up this little creek.
Yeah, they're replacing the dam with a new 10-ton, 100-foot-long walking bridge to maintain an existing hiking trail.
Another impressive achievement for a talented San Jose teenager. He quite literally made the cover of Time magazine. 14-year-old Tyler Gordon painted this amazing image of LeBron James for Time's Athlete of the Year cover. He says he's always looked up to LeBron. LeBron tweeted Tyler saying, "You could do anything you put your mind to." Tyler started getting recognition last month for his paintings of President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Earlier today, we caught up with Tyler and asked him what inspired his passion for art.
I used to always just watch my mom paint. I would always sneak down the hallway and lay down and watch her paint because she would always wait till all of her kids fell asleep to start painting. So art just always inspired me. And just getting the chance to do it myself it was an incredible experience.
We are all in love with this kid. Tyler says he's now putting together a virtual online gallery to showcase his amazing work. Pretty fantastic.
What a talent he is.
Yeah.
Coming up next, it's not your everyday airport safety video. What is going on at SFO?
Put your mask on, mask on, mask on. Put your mask on, mask on, mask on. Put your mask on, mask on, mask on. Put your mask on, mask on.
Yeah, workers from all over SFO put together this video to help people wear a mask. Remember, the song features a lot of talent from the rappers and singers, not to mention those serious dance moves, Liz.
Yeah, that's really impressive. But I can see how that song would get stuck in your head. If of you hear it for longer than like a minute, but you remember to put your mask on. Looking good, Ken.
Yeah, wear your mask. We'll see you back here at 11.